Hey viewers, my name's Kara, and today I want to talk to you about ups and downs. Sometimes life is like a roller coaster. Sometimes life is like a journey in a very hilly region, hills and valleys. Sometimes it's like jumping on a trampoline. Basically what I'm getting at is there are high and low points, and we all know this, because we all live lives. That's how lives work. Lately, I am in a position that is hard to pinpoint. It feels a little bit more like a trampoline right now than a roller coaster, or how I have been describing it, as hills and valleys. Because when I'm in a low point, I consider it a valley. But lately, the specific thing that I'm dealing with feels more like either climbing up out of the valley but not quite being on the hill, or like constantly coming back down into the valley but not being all the way. And I'm not sure. It feels like an in-between right there, or like if the roller coaster gets stuck at the bottom, you know, and it's going like this kind of thing with its momentum. So maybe it's more like a trampoline, because it goes up and down very quickly, and you're not necessarily going anywhere at all, like you would be if you were climbing up mountains and riding a roller coaster. So what it is that all of these challenges that I've been working on in the past year are challenging. Yeah, you could say that. And it's not been easy, and you know a bit about that because I told you about my Speak Your Truth challenge and how that was difficult because I didn't want to talk about those things, but I knew that's what the challenge was, and I got some good feedback out of it when I just did it. And then my challenge became being my truth, and I thought I already was that. But what it turned out to be more of was that I am that. I just wasn't necessarily expressing it. I wasn't necessarily living it completely, and I was keeping some things under wraps, which isn't always a bad thing. Whenever we talk about things like coming out of the broom closet, we talk about instances in which you don't have to be broadcasting your identities in order to be proud about them or to be out about them. You may just wait for the opportunity to arise where someone asks you about it, and then you can be open about it, but you don't have to be putting it out there first thing. So there are definitely situations in which you would want to be a little more private about things, and that's fine. That doesn't mean you're not proud of your identity. That doesn't mean you're not really who you are. It just means you're a little more protective or selective about being very broadcast-y in situations where you know that it wouldn't benefit you at this time. However, there were instances where I really could have been more so than I was, and even if not, my challenge has just been to do it. Just put yourself out there and do it. And it's been hard, and it's getting more difficult because it's gotten to the point where it is now affecting the life that I already had in place, you know? And any really good transformative challenge is going to do that. It's going to push you out of your comfort zone. It's going to make you do something else. It's gonna rearrange your living space and move where the wastebasket is, you know, the rubbish bin, or whatever you call it where you're from. That's always the first thing you should move if you want to rearrange and break some habits. They say that it's best to break all your habits at once. When you want to break a specific habit, just break them all at once and really push yourself into a new situation. And the thing that is the hardest to change always seems to be where the wastebasket is, or the garbage can, or rubbish bin, or whatever it is that you call it. I call it all of those things at different times. Because that's the hardest habit to break. You always want to, you're used to throwing things a certain way, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's not there, and you have to adjust. That's kind of what the universe has been doing to me lately. But it sucks because it's not just moving where my paper gets thrown. It's changing what I want to do with my life. It's changing what I expect of myself. It's changing how I relate to other people. It's changing relationships that I already had in place with people. It's affecting the way that I see myself and the way that I let other people see me. And I know it's good change. I know it's positive change. I know that it's coming from the universe and a place of knowing. And I talked about this last week on The Pagan Perspective when I talked about how my spiritual path helps me cope with the sufferings of life. I talked about this, so please go and watch that video. It's also hard when you're in the valley, when you're at the low part of your swing before you come back, it seems like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? What is the point? Why am I causing so much pain and difficulty in my life and in the lives of other people around me just for this? You know, it doesn't seem right. It sucks. But then as soon as that happens, I find myself coming back up the other side, or being pulled back before I get all the way down, and something else comes to me, or one of you says something to me, or I read something in a book, or whatever, you know, the various ways that I obtain messages, and it's pushing me right back. No, you're okay. This is the way you're supposed to go. You're fine. And it just doesn't always feel like that sometimes. And it's hard. And what I'm not finding, I guess, is the point yet. Just like when I started my Speak Your Truth Challenge, and just like when I started the Be Your Truth Challenge, which is now just ramping up, I was like, okay, fine, I'm doing it, but I don't know why yet. And once I figure out why, it'll be a whole lot easier. It's just really difficult in that time where everything seems like, why did I do this? This is a mistake. This is just hard, and no good is coming from it yet, to waiting for that point where it's clear. And that's where I am right now. And I consider that being in the valley. And the way I'm even able to talk about it right now is not being all the way in the valley, right? Because when I'm actually there, I can't talk to anyone about it. It's miserable, and it's like shutting down, and that's it. And like, I go to a specific core group of really good friends and complain to them about it, and I'm just really down about everything, and like everything seems like it's, why am I doing this? But so just by virtue of being able to talk about it right now, I'm not right there. But that's what I call it. Yeah, it's just one of those things. And since I feel like this is a universal shift that everyone's going through, everybody's being called to their true purpose, and I'm getting a lot of messages from you guys talking about it as well, literal messages, written, typed messages, talking about how you're going through these things. So, you know, if you're dealing with this, I'm right there with you. It's not an easy thing. It's an exciting thing, because it means we're changing and growing, and we're tuned into something bigger, and we're being prepared for something. We just don't know what yet. And it's scary. I've been describing all of this to people as scary, exciting, terrifying, because I am terrified about a lot of it, like, because I knew that it would be a big deal. I knew that it would, but I guess I didn't know, you know? You never really know until it happens. You think you know, but then, but then it surprises you. So, yeah, you're not alone. If you're on this leg of your journey along with me, here we are together. I'm right here with you. And it's an individual thing. It's not something that we really share, like, amongst each other. It's your journey, it's my journey, it's their journey, separately. But we're all going through the same type of thing, is what I mean. So, just wanted to share that, and I will see you next time I see you. And if you have not yet checked out my Patreon campaign, I did just recently reach a milestone goal of $20 pledged per video, so thank you very much to my 7 sponsors. And the goal at that point was that Sheldon and I are going to do some collab videos together, so we will be posting a collab video sometime this month. And I have some other goals on there if you want to see, you know, when I reach certain points, to get a P.O. box, to get a new webcam so I can do some live streams and things like that, to do a photo shoot with my friend Katie and do some businessy type stuff, promotional type stuff for my YouTube, Facebook, Etsy, my blog, things like that, things that I can use when I go out for speaking engagements, and also things that I can send to you as rewards for being my sponsors. Bunch of fun stuff. So go check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description to my videos, and as well my Etsy shop, and I'm also still doing readings to raise money for Witch Camp as well. All of those links should be in the description, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.